Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Kirby Ingles. I'm a leadership and transformation coach, a father of four, and a U.S. Army veteran. And I just want to first reach out to all the veterans out there, past, present, and future, and wish them a happy Veterans Day prior to tomorrow. As you begin to come in the chat, please let me know where you're watching from. And then if you're using the replay, use hashtag replay. Thanks, Patrick, Sue, Rudy, Nevada, Sean for joining. And today we're going to talk about a Bible verse that I've been kind of studying over the last several months. In 2 Kings 6:4-5, and I think it has some pretty good principles and application today. It's it really had resonated with me. And at first I didn't really quite understand it and understand, its purpose, its meaning, why it's placed there. And I had to do some research, and I sat and reflected, journaled on this a little bit. Hey, Melina, how are you doing? Eric, thanks for joining me, and Shane. And, and the title of this is, Are You Just Swinging the Handle? And I think a lot of us are doing that today. So as you look into your life today in honesty and transparency, perhaps you might say that you've kind of lost the edge, that you've lost your excitement, your passion that you once had. And if you have, the question is how do you get it back? Now, I've been studying this principle, like I said a while ago, off and on for the last several months. And this principle is really based off a man who lost an axe. It's called 2 Kings 6, chapter 6, verses 4-5, and it's pretty short. And I see this verse come up often, and I was very curious about it. Thanks, Bob Rocco, for joining me, and William. Hey, Anthony, what's going on? Or I'm sorry, hey, Michael. I read the middle name of your Michael Anthony Parker. But the verse kind of goes like this. When they came to Jordan, they cut down trees. But as one was cutting down a tree, the axe head fell into the water. Now, it wouldn't make sense for any of us to continue to swing the axe handle, does it? Because we'll just be into beating the axe handle against the tree and not make any progress, right? And I'm sure that'll hurt your hands. I've never tried it, but I don't think I want to. But many of us continue to do this today in our lives. We've lost our cutting edge. We've lost the axe head. We just keep going through the motions. We keep doing mindless things. And we all do this, not just for days, but weeks and months. And some of us, even years, we do this. Hey, Adam and Lino, thanks for joining. We're talking about swinging an empty axe handle from 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 4-5, and the application in today and how we act and behave. So no progress, right? No growth. One of the things I asked myself was, should we quit reading after high school or college? Because we're swinging this axe handle with no axe head. Is this you? Do we stop growing? Do we stop developing? Do we stop growing in our careers or industry? What do we do? Do we pivot? Do you know what the next verse of 2 Kings 4-5 was? Alas, master, for it was borrowed. I didn't quite get that. What does that mean? Right? And so axe heads, right? I've realized it after a while, and I did some research and reading, and axe heads, they just don't fall off. The problem here is it wasn't properly maintained, and most of us aren't properly maintaining ourselves. And so I used to cut wood all the time when I was up at Fort Drum, New York. And I used an axe. I used an axe as a kid growing up on the farm. But Most of the time I used to chainsaw. So I have a lot of familiarization with a chainsaw. And so I've never had an axe head fall off, but I've had chains that fell off the chainsaw. And why does this happen? It's because I wasn't properly maintaining the equipment. Well, a lot of us aren't properly maintaining ourselves. This is probably the case for the guy with the axe that fell into the water, right? He probably wasn't properly maintaining his equipment. I know in the Army we have this saying that I will maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. Are you prepared for this life? Are you prepared for what's next? My point is this, right? If you've lost your edge, you need to take responsibility. If it's something that you did or you neglected to do, fix it. Take the responsibility. Stop blaming others. Stop pointing the finger at other people. You need to own your progress in this life and your success. As much as you might like to point the finger, it's still your responsibility. You can point to what everybody else has done or how they have contributed to the situation, but it's your responsibility for the things that you can control. See, only you can cause the axe head to fall off the axe handle. It's because you weren't properly maintaining yourself. So stop blaming others and start taking responsibility. Maintain yourself. Take care of your personal affairs. And most of all, what's most important is take action and start becoming what you most desire. Again, my name is Kirby Ingalls. I'm a leadership and transformation coach, your father of 4, about to be 5 in January. We announced that yesterday. And a brand new baby boy to the family, 4 boys and a daughter, a little princess. It's going to be crazy around here. But again, guys, what we just got done talking about was the Bible verse 2 Kings 6, chapter 6, verses 4 through 5. And it's about swinging an empty axe handle and an axe head falling off into the water. And why that is, what it means for us today, and how we can apply that principle in our daily lives. We just need to start taking some responsibility, take action, and maintain ourselves and do the things necessary to get to where we want to be. Again, my name is Kirby Ingalls, and happy Veterans Day to you guys out there that are in uniform and that have served and will be serving, because I'm sure hundreds and thousands of people will continue to serve. We have one of the greatest nations that I've ever read about, and I guarantee you will continue to live on. So I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Looks like I'm going to jump on Eric Carroll's Dad Talk today tomorrow, and we'll probably talk a little bit about veterans and what it means to be a veteran and some things like that. We're going to have a discussion tonight about that. So I'll talk to you tomorrow, and I hope that you have a rich and satisfying life, weekend, evening, and keep fighting the good fight, guys. Keep fighting the good fight. Talk to you soon.